they might want some food as well.
Yeah, of course, naturally. I figured gold take.
So how about 50 gold and some food?
But yeah, of course, gonna be eating them. Come on, Druid. How much am I gonna need? How long is this gonna put me out of business?
Well,
We do other things. We're gonna have to devote ourselves to this whole eat serpent thing. It's gonna take my time. I'm gonna have to organize them all. I'm gonna have to leave the stall closed. Someone's gonna have to tend to the rust monster. Very pricey. 530 gold. If you're looking to buy the rust monster again, that is.
I'll keep it in mind.
we're sort of push Leon forward a little bit for him to talk.
Sure, just put me on the spot for a second.
Yuzuk's golden eyes weigh heavily on Leon.
Yeah, I understand. Business is business. You need to make money. You need to make profit.
Yes!
Whilst attacking Scarlet Servants, you know it earn you a big profit. But first, you need to get there first.
Yes!
Then you get profit. Lots of money,
Yes.
which will make up for a lot of this.
Absolutely.
But I understand. 50 gold it handles your people, but doesn't give you anything to work with.
Absolutely not.
You need something yourself to go out with. You need something to enjoy yourself.
Uh-huh.
I can understand. You're a powerful man. Look how big you are.
Absolutely. I have to eat so much, cost so much, bad for business.
I understand that. So here. So I'll take 50 gold pieces for your men, but then to add on top to make you feel a bit better. How about I add on top of that a nice extra 26 extra just for you. Half as much as all your men are getting combined.
Make a charisma-based skill check with a +5 modifier.
Gryph will look aghast at this outrageous amount to help.
He's thinking really hard now. He almost have. Well, steam is definitely coming out of his massive nostrils as he sits there breathing in the extreme cold.
You're fascinated as I were. I could pay that much.
26. That takes care of the front end. How much am I getting after it's all said and done, though?
Well, let us consider. If I can switch out of character for a second.
Well, how much is in there?
You know, should we just say whatever he can loot?
Well, no, that'll take absolutely everything then.
Yeah.
Well, no. The point is, we take stuff before he loots, right?
Well, if we can, he might just run to the treasury while we deal with the rest of the stuff.
Well, we can start by giving the pick of the armory, certainly. They have a lot of people, a lot of equipment, a lot of, armor and weapons, and, a lot of things to sell.
Exactly.
And if they have coins, we'll share the coins as, sort of give him his share, maybe even give him half of what we get.
Sure. So. You run a store. You know business quite well, so I'm not going to try fooling you. They're going to have lots and lots of weapons. Weapons can be worth a lot. Metal can sell well, and of course they're people. They've got gold. Everyone loves gold, right?
I don't know about the weapon. It's kind of small, but I mean, I suppose I won't judge them based on the size of their weapon.
Leon will try and give a smoke and encourage the laughter a little bit. Well, so if nothing else, you can have the pick of the armory. If you want to do with it, you can sell the weapons if you want to. That's fine. That's extra money for you. You get extra business, all profit for you. In addition, any gold we find, we can split. You can have it. You can have some. We'll have some. Seem fair?
How much is some? I need numbers here. I run a business. That's good.
Like more than 100, right? At least.
Of course.
Yeah, but how much are you getting and how much am I getting? promised a lot that we're gonna get a lot from this.
Of course.
So, I
The
wanna...
Scarlets are rich.
So how much is that?
Well, they probably have a big treasure pile in there. Looks, I don't know if I can count that much.
Make a charisma-based skill check with a +5 bonus, Manaki.
Alright.
Wouldn't they just spend all the money on like, magic or whatever they do?
Well, then we'll sell it and give you half the money that we get from selling. Well, you'll sell it.
Huh. Why didn't you just say that in the first place? Alright, 50 gold pieces for my men, and 27 gold pieces for me. And then half the money that they have. When we get it.
Grim nods and looks to Leon.
Leon will reach into his bag. I guess we could pay him up front.
77 gold pieces before he tries to, like, slide it up further. Because if you haven't noticed, that's something he likes to do.
Yes, he does. Of which...
Very inconspicuous.
One moment. I will remove it because I have 77 gold pieces lying around in my money pile.
Okay.
Like, exactly?
I have an amount plus 77.
Alright.
And I wanted to get rid of the 7, so this works.
I don't have 77 gold pieces.
I haven't spent mine in ages.
He'll count the coins, he'll bite down on a few. Are these like the high rock coins, or you're still keeping them?
The high rock I still got.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Haven't split those.
Guess that's that then. Huh. Actually paying up, I like it. Alright, you've got me for... How long's this gonna take?
Points to Dwohurim.
Well, how long will it take you to get ready?
Always ready to fight.
So, well, get ready in a week, I think.
Oh, week. Oh. I can't leave the stall alone for a week.
He says, we'll have dealt with it by then. Sir, if there's as much money as we hope, then it'll take us a little bit of time to carry it out, right?
I make more than 27 gold pieces per day. And the stall. A week? Oh. I thought we were gonna do this. Bites down another gold piece.
We're just gonna set a date or something like in a few
Grim
days.
looks
It's gonna
hungrily
take a
at the
week.
gold, as if he's a starving dwarf in need of gold sustenance.
You can get some gold later.
Impressed at the amount.
I mean, if you're gonna say a week, I'm gonna need double this.
3 days.
The new year, I guess, fine. Fine. 3 days. We can attack on the new year. They'll never see it coming.
Never.
Yes.
It's settled then.
Yes. New year, and are you gonna come back? Are you gonna tell me what all we're gonna be doing? I mean, fight. Just need to-
Yes, we'll come back.
Okay. We won't fight until you come back.
Just be ready.
Yes, absolutely.
Good. Good.
So, you wanna stay for dinner?
I'm going to say, well, I think we have something in the pot back home.
Oh!
To get it burned.
Yeah,
Maybe next time.
every nice time. I guess I
You can-
will
you
eat
can-
you.
Because you can have it yourself. It's cold today. You need it. More to eat for yourself.
No, it was a joke. I was gonna eat you, but you're leaving. Come on, sweets.
Oh. Right. Well, he'll stand up and we'll take his leave.
We can forgo
Yeah,
the
we-
money if any of you would want to arm wrestle me.
You would win.
Yeah,
Yes, so what's the point?
I want to win.
Goes to.
You're a funny man.
Always just goes over the place. Yeah.
All right.
Like. Alright, guys, that was no battle. That cost us a lot of money, but.
I've been meaning to buy potions. No, I bought bugbears.
Yep.
I
Bugbear's
still
probably
have
worth more.
120 gold, so...
What was
I
that?
like him. He seems dependable.
What was that, Goger?
you know.
I still have 120 gold, so I can buy some Pokemon.
Good. Good. If
Buy
I
some goblins, bugbears, and
I don't want to spend all of my money on bribes. So
Yeah, if we're gonna
You know,
bribe
he's a
someone
big
else, I
guy.
can pay.
as long as he's there, at least the smaller people will fight.
if nothing else, it should keep some of their forces distracted, which is what we want.
I was thinking more of keeping our own people, like, on the field.
I mean, we
Or
don't have a
bring
lot
our
of people.
friends, or...
We don't have a lot of people.
Now we have a good, like, 50 bugbears.
It's not 50.
I guess we should go and talk to.
Considering 20 gold pieces almost was 1 gold each. Almost.
Shall we go talk to the gnomes? Yeah.
Maybe we could.
I don't know how I feel about talking to creepy gnomes, but creepy gnomes are creepy gnomes.
Back?
I mean, we. Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead, Manaki.
We want to buy some goblins as well at some point. I think.
Any goblins
Just like
around?
go to Sweet Hall and be like, so who wants to fucking join in this little?
There's only like 2 goblins last time we were there.
Yeah. But like we can probably. I mean, you can fucking find goblins. I don't think that's very hard.
Go to the goblin
They're
market.
everywhere.
The beast market.
I mean, the goblin market probably have goblins, right?
I mean, we were in this sort of territory, the third arm here, and there seem to be like tons of fucking goblins everywhere. Pretty much only goblins. But really, just I mean, how do you find a hired goblin? You probably just look for the sign that it hangs on his neck. I don't know.
Goblin
Like,
for
I will
hire.
fight for money.
Food if you attack the scarlet serpents.
Yeah,
Might be a
they're
goblin mercenary
fill-in
skill.
goblins. You know, they're the kind of people who would kill one guy and then scavenge him and then run. But that's still one less guy we have to worry
Yeah,
about.
we'd be okay with that because that keeps someone busy.
Yeah. And take some of their stuff away. But yeah, I don't know. Let's we can think a little bit about next. I think the gnomes are probably the best one, and then the elves. The elves are gonna be dicks. The dwarves, if we really need them, but they seems like everybody thinks they're absolutely crazy. I'm sure when we go there, they're gonna be completely like rational and be like, I don't know where people think we're crazy. And then when we fight, they'll show up in like a steam-driven like tractor or something. And kill us.
Yeah, they're not my most trusted list right
Then
now.
again, they're the kind of people you could convince to go first. Because they're completely mad, right?
I mean, there can be different stages of mad. We don't know which one they're on.
Yeah. Let's hope they're not just chaotic neutral.
All right.
Wanted to go back to Sheep a little bit.
Yes. As you folks spend some time, and you'll have to spend even more time traveling, an indeterminate amount of time has passed for Thomas, lashed as he is, capable of moving, waking up with sore muscles everywhere, as the pain finally ebbs and subsides from him. Leaving in its wash a sense of euphoria and tranquility, just from all of the pain just oozing out of him onto the altar below. Looking around with crisp eyes, he can see the 2 dragonkin who lashed him are slowly backing away, a mixture of fear on their faces. This desperate prospect is prone on the ground, having vomited, staring at the wall. This desperate prospect is stunned, just staring at the fire, looking away from you. whereas Ellie, as she called herself, is wide-eyed, looking at you in shock. You look at yourself, nothing's different. You're still you. Human form, you don't have a tail, no scales. I mean, you're really exhausted. Man, you're still completely lashed to the altar. But other than the agony you went through, and now this pleasant tranquility of peace of mind that you now feel, you're exactly the same. The Dragonkin begin babbling to themselves, even the Warlocks, and again, it is something that you can understand, despite it not being your language. This has never happened before. He's a sweet. He should have turned. I don't. Why has he not turned? He's. Call around, mistress! And these Dragonkin run in terror from the room. Even the Warlocks are looking nervously at one another before eyeing you, making sure that you don't do anything, despite you being completely helpless.
Thomas will kind of try to look up at the Dragonkin, saying, "No tail, eh? Oh, I was hoping I'd get a tail, but... Well, I guess it didn't work then."
They don't have a response for you. Ellie takes the time to, like, rush up to you and, like, begin, like, rubbing her hands over, like, your prone form, like, marveling at, everything she just underwent and the fact that you're there. And completely helpless. She, like, just, like, gushes, like, a babble stream of, actually, you can understand what the Dragonkin are saying, but you can't fucking make it one goddamn sense of what she's saying. Just one incoherent, like, gush of excitement and wow, and, like, you're not even different at all, but you just, wow, like, man. If they were afraid, that must mean good things.
Yeah, Ellie, I'm me. Wow. Would you mind maybe undoing these... Well, what are they called? Manacles, I guess?
Yeah, yes, not
uncomfortable.
Not only the manacles, but like all of the ropes that are lashing you. She doesn't pay you one damn bit of mind. She just keeps touching Thomas's body until one of the Warlocks drags her away. You hear excited murmuring coming through the door, although you can't make out the words. And then the door opens, and Calorel steps through, and she's blinking at you and rubbing her eyes. What? She, like, moves over to you. She prods at your body a few times, and in complete contrast to the pain that Thomas once felt, there's nothing now. Just, he feels the sensations, and just a sense of peace at ease of his exhausted body. No, I gave you this. You should be... No, this is... No, No, and even she starts backpedaling. No, this is... And now the Warlocks are looking at her afraid. Because if she's backing away, they don't have anything to fucking do with you. This is not... What's that, my dear? The doorway opens again. The woman before you oozes confidence from every pore. Long locks of russet hair are framed around a small face from which two shimmering green eyes peer. Her clothes are bland, a drab set for travelers, but the smirk she wears more than compensates. Light seems to bend around her, shaping itself to her contours, drawing your attention to the jade pendant softly glowing around her neck. She appears unarmed, but you know better. She looks back. Scarlet, now you know better. She lashes out and quickly attaches a collar to Calorel's neck. After your failures, my proper title is Mistress. Mistress, I gave him the dose, and he has... Don't you move away from me. Has not changed. He's... Yes, I can see that. The new figure, with her shimmering green eyes, peers at your helpless body and says, "Oh, how about that indeed? He glows with such a radiance. Almost like a golden sheen. How about that?" Mistress, I don't understand. No. Of course you don't, dear. And we'll sarcastically pat Calorel on the head, which only angers her. No, he can't be turned. The formula doesn't work on someone who isn't human.
Excuse me?
And that's where the session will end.
I just want to say thank you, Thomas.
Your sacrifice will be remembered.
No. Just you'll know why.
Do I? I don't think I do.
No incremental advance for this one. Next session, which we'll pick off at an earlier time, we'll focus on the group as they attempt to comb through things. Thomas will not be able to partake in group activities for a bit. He is going to be indisposed at the start of next session. Sheep, you and I can take some time during the week to discuss this. There is going to be quite a number of events, as Thomas has not been turned into a dragonkin. The focus on Thomas's story, with his 2 icon relationship dice and his 6 from the Great Gold Worm kicking in, prevent him from transforming.
That's a thing that happened. Or, I guess, didn't.
So this just turned into a rescue mission.
We won't know what's happened to him, and we're attacking in 3 days.
3 days?
We are attacking
Yeah.
3
No
days.
matter what happens.
So, frontal assault next time?
Well, we'll
Potentially.
gather up the other crews if we can, hire some people, and then, well, in 3 days we're gonna fucking smack him. If we've heard nothing from Thomas, well, so be it.
Yes, and maybe you can give more consideration to how you wish to approach the Scarlet Serpents, since you know that's what you're going to be doing next session.
Yeah.
And how you want to try and present cases to groups you don't really know. And how you're going to roll possibly with Gryph, since he clearly could not join us for this session. But not
Wouldn't
with...
that be something? Free man frontal assault.
But not with Thomas. He his cover has been blown in a decidedly beneficial way, as he has not been transformed. But
You gotta think you feel a little better that it's a 6 that made that happen, right, Sheep?
Oh, I definitely knew that
There's
something
no
like this was going to happen.
I will go ahead and reveal that was the 6 taking effect.
That's the good.
The roll I had you make, completely just for show. You rolled high though.
Without the 6, there would have been a slew of consequences to your body from it being entirely transmogrified. But with you hitting 2 icon relationship dice, and no one else hitting, because Darks was already taken care of before the session, this was... I had in mind, and I told you this before the session, this was going to be a Thomas session, come the hell what may.
It was a Thomas session.
I suspected as much. At least I definitely suspected this particular outcome.
This particular outcome. I get
Yes.
fucking stuck and, the rest of the group volunteers me to go to hell. And, good.
Like I suggested something 2 hours later, we end up doing that exact thing. It's almost like I put thought into it from the beginning.
It's funny how that works, right?
So do we do relationship dice now?
Yes, you will go ahead and resolve your icon relationship dice. Go ahead and roll them for me.
Okay, Manaki, go first.
Yes!
You had to get a Lich King.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now I
it's
think
kind of
I'm gonna-
relevant, right?
I'm worried I'm going to get one though.
Next time we attack. Oh.
A 6 with the Lich King and a 5 of the Archmage.
Alright, and go
We're
ahead, you
rocking
2
these.
sheep. Alright, alright.
Alright.
The Gold Worm is still with you.
And,
Yeah, we're rocking these things.
On the bright side, Manaki is a 6 of the Lich King.
I'll go ahead and factor a punishment and say that Gryph doesn't get any icon relationship dice.
That's what happens when you cube the whole session. People don't care about the cube.
Yep. But, I'll note this as a reminder, despite the fact that I handle these at the end of sessions, I want you folks to spend some time thinking about how, what your characters want, and how their connections, given how you've tried to remain hidden up to this point, and what you know about Drakenhall, can help you leverage what you want. I'll come up with my own ideas as well, and if you don't get back to me by Sunday, then I will just assume you're like, got nothing, fuck it, let the GM do whatever he wants. Otherwise, you can pitch ideas at me. I'll tell you whether they're feasible with your icon relationship die roll. I recommend looking through 13th Age, I think it's chapter 6, which mentions how the relationship dice can be used. One of the ways can be in, flashbacks. And so work with that to try to come up with some possible ways for your characters to get things that you would like from next session. I know that we handle these at the end of the sessions, but you still have that option ahead of you.
Some information about that flying Lich guy would be interesting.
Yes, it would be interesting indeed, and that it would be a great way for Fargus to learn. Yes, I'm already cooking now how great it will be, yes! I like it!
But it's
We're
a
not taking it
5,
back
Fargus.
now. I'll be right
It's going
back.
to come with a drawback, you know it.
Grimith, I
It's
do
gonna
have a
happen
question,
anyway.
which may or may not become relevant in the coming sessions. Once we level up specifically, how do you think the relationship die currently are working out for you? To further specify, maybe, do you think there's too many 5s and 6? Too much for you to actually resolve during these sessions? Because I'm asking, because I can get an ability that lets me re-roll everything that is not a 5 or 6. Meaning that chances are I'll always have something. I'm just debating whether it's... I mean, I would take it, but if it's too much of a bother because of all the relationship dice, then I'm not going to.
You're saying you're going to become the protagonist. That's what I'm hearing.
Did Grimith go away, or is she muted? Or...
Don't know.
I don't know.
I'm hearing you're becoming a protagonist if you do that.
I mean, the thing is, it also gives me a mechanical benefit because for every 5 and 6, I get extra command points.
Which is extra time to pull me up from the dirt.
Hey, not just pull you up from the dirt. I get pulled up as well.
Oh.
Just less often, because my AC is the highest.
See, I'm not gonna say what I think is happening, but I'm right, then Then the gods bless you. That's very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I also like the part where Leon almost got picked.
Yeah, I was just gonna say now, if
Like,
Leon was
no.
if Leon was in that situation down over that table, remember the whole thing that happened a few sessions ago with the whole like cat and nine tails torture table?
Mhm.
That may have gone badly with Leon.
Basically, I argued the way I did because that was very much in character, among other things. But yeah, I kind of knew that Thomas was supposed to be the one. And it all worked out. I am curious to know what's going to happen next, from all perspectives. Also,
I'm curious what you're
appear to
going to be
have-
doing next session.
I
Like,
have no idea. But apparently,
Maybe an
Grimith
NPC
broke or
henceforth.
left.
Or all of the above.
He'll be back, probably.
yo, he's just back. Well, I'm glad I got a 6 this time. Really gives me something to think about. What to spend
Yeah,
that for.
I'm glad I got a
Fun for
6.
you.
I'm glad I got a 6, but I'm not glad with who I got a 6 with.
Well, I got a 5.
Yeah, 5 with the Lich King.
That is the worrying one. You with the negative relation to 5 for the Lich King.
Also a 5 with the Archmage.
No, I got a 5 of the
Usually not the worst, but
It's not. The 6 of the Lich King is so worrying.
you
Not
just
as
figure
bad.
out what your character wants and give that to Grimith. I certainly have a few things my character want. I could use so many 6s.
I mean, it's not a
So,
positive
mistakes.
relation. It's not a positive relation, so it's it's an interesting situation.
I think you should all use your 5 and 6s to get more money, because apparently we need a lot of that.
Funny, huh? I mean, you could get ins. Maybe these Dero is like super afraid of like undead, and you happen to know, so we can scare them with undead. Or maybe like the Silent Footsteps Drow, like I don't fucking know how to tie that in, but you know, you'll figure it out. Creepiest gnomes in existence who play with shadows. Who knows? Maybe the Archmage or something. Certainly, or maybe there's some completely third faction that we could get help from.
Maybe.
The more help we have, the more chances of us winning against these two.
Maybe there's like the United People's Front of Dragonhorn, who want peace and democracy.
They're all like slaves and fight for the freeing of slaves and the equality of man.
Yeah.
They welcome all races, but weirdly enough, only consist of like Swedes. Like 2 good, enormous giant trolls.
I have returned from my emergency BRB.
Okay, you disappeared right after I asked the question, and yeah.
I think I was disappearing as you said, "Oh, Grimith," and I thought I said, "Hold on, BRB," but it was
Yeah,
in
okay.
such a rush.
What I tried to ask was, how do you think the relationships are basically doing for us? Are there too many 5s and 6s? Because no.
No, I did give you guys quite a bit of grief from all the 5s you rolled, but I think they've served well. I don't have a problem with the system at all, and the injection of icon relationship dice rolls. I did have you folks skip a session, if only because I thought there was just too many unresolved plot threads. It's not that I have a problem with the dice, it's just that you triggered so many that I wanted to get to them before we move to the next ones.
Yeah, that's kind of my question, because next level, I think all of us are going to get another
Yes,
relationship
you will get
die.
another icon relationship die.
And currently, I also plan to get an ability that basically lets me reroll all the die that are not 5 and 6. Meaning I would always get a lot, and I'm not sure if... I mean, it's mechanically a good thing for me, because I get command points from it. On the other hand, if there's just too many, would be kind of, I don't know.
Well, it doesn't.
What's your opinion on that?
It doesn't put so much of an issue on me. I would just push more of it onto you. Find ways to justify how you're able to get the benefits that you would desire. The process of filling in the icon relationship roles is supposed to be a team effort anyway, where I can do the lifting, and I'll certainly come into each session with ideas, but it's also supposed to be you as a player, and then all of the other players in the group as well, suggesting and coming up with ways for you to derive benefits. There are ways for you to shape sessions, particularly in situations as was the case with this session, where the only other person who got something, again, was Dark, and his was taken care of before the session. It was just you. And the book says, whenever someone's icon relationship dice take priority and no one else hits, focus the story around them and their one unique thing.
Oh, okay. So basically, the relationship die things are not necessarily they are an incentive for you to do something with a specific character, but they are also meant to be somewhat favor currency, basically.
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
They're also meant to engage you folks into the story and get you to ad-lib ways to tie yourselves into the world. Like, you thought of asking Jinzurus' priestess for help for, something, and I hadn't considered that, and I needed to think about it, and then I suggested a thing to you. Until you mentioned that, I hadn't thought of it. And I think you having that thought and then me building off of that made the session better.
Okay, good.
So, I don't inherently have a problem with that. I'm just going to push more of the thinking process onto you. You want all the fucking things to reroll shit, then you can fucking think about it.
I have all the rerolls. I can give other people rerolls. I have rerolls on my initiative, and I can reroll my relationship dice.
Minimize risk of bad rolls.
I would say that a relationship 5 is a way higher risk than a 4, 3, 2, or 1.
That's true. But you do get something from it. It's just something with strings attached. It's still better. It's still technically supposed to be better than not getting something.
You just look at Fargus, for example. He has his powers once per full heal up for the foreseeable future to fucking X-ray vision shit. But in exchange, he is emitting this supernatural aura of having been blessed by, his fucking avatar, essentially, or a person representing this avatar, and he's fucking giving all signals. Yuzuk Bloodtongue, a fucking bugbear, could sense the druidic nature, look at him, alright, yeah, he's a fucking druid.
That came up nice. That came up in a positive way.
Yeah, Fargus has no problem.
Sometimes
and,
people being able to see that you're somebody who can do something.
Yeah, and that contract demon wouldn't have found him without, him fucking blaring out like a goddamn beacon.
Let them come.
Hopefully it takes a little longer for them to find us again.
Well, they already know where we are. They don't need to find us.
Yeah. Well, they had a pretty good chance to do it then. If they attack us without us being attacked by someone else.
So yeah, what did you think about your session? You folks certainly, I liked the hour plus that you spent, building your plan together and then going out with it.
It's probably correct that it could have been something we should have done before session, but it seems very difficult for us to actually all be there at the same time. If we don't have a session.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's difficult for us to have everyone here at the session at the same time.
I don't have a problem with it because it's what you as the players choose to do. It doesn't upset me. If you guys want to fucking talk about it during the session, that's what we'll do during the session. It doesn't waste my time so long as you guys are having fun. And if you're not having fun, then you need to look at yourselves and fix it.
I think the session was fun.
I really liked it. I had a few moments where I was smiling broadly.
Well, once we
we had a slow start, but it got
once we got past the initial slow start, I enjoyed the session.
There was that moment where we said let Leon should do it all, and just the reaction to that.
As both a player and a character, I was like,
no.
Nope.
I love the note.
I'll do it, but no.
You could have pushed Leon to do it, and he would have eventually begrudgingly accepted, but.
But then, maybe he should have done it, because then he wouldn't have seen the Lich Count fly over.
I just think if Tempus had been here, things would have been so different.
It's true.
Send him
Leon
in a heartbeat.
It's true. Leon would have been also panicked if he didn't get to see the Lich Count.
No, actually, what he probably would have done is he would have seen it while he was being escorted by the Lizardmen savages if he had actually made it that far. So he would have been outside the tavern.
Outside the tavern, I'd be paralyzed with fear.
But then you could be like, that was the Lich that killed all my family. You'd be like, oh, that's your story, huh? You're like, yes, terrible.
Alright, whatever. Get inside.
I would have gone for the whole vengeance ploy over as my main focus, not.
Oh, alright.
It would have worked.
Problem with humor is like, I'm not a wizard. This is not wizard stuff. I'm just an old man with his walking stick.
An old man who can kill
And a
someone
great
with
sword.
a walking stick.
Yeah, how would Dwohurim have resolved there has to be 4 people, no more?
Would you?
Right, so, who can logically win this? People are like, let's pile in the old man dwarf. And then he'd wreck all of them.
And then, like, yeah, he's not a wizard, guys. How about that?
I mean, he could just punch him at this point. I think you could probably punch those guys. Still. Because I don't think they have any levels of expertise. Probably not. They probably wouldn't have something equivalent to, like, a great sword either. Or, like, a dwarven war axe or whatever I could find.
Yeah, it's fair, since Dwohurim had multi-class in the Ranger, you could have beaten him in melee.
Yeah.
They just wouldn't have been able to touch me when it comes to AC wise when I was in there, so it's like, oh god.
I just have a little armor, so...
They're gambling with 1 in 20 chance.
It's true, they got the 1 in 20 to hit me.
But, I mean, talking about how we can beat up desperate peasants, it's not really...
Not very heroic, right?
Yeah, I will say Leon would not have given as many chances as
We were like, please, just go to my friends. I don't want you to be knocked out and thrown out to die in the cold snow.
Yeah, those people weren't spared.
Nope.
Yeah, I said as much.
But you know, it's not on Thomas's conscience. Not like some other peasants in a certain,
They got in the way. It's not my fault.
in a certain trial room.
I still got slightly surprised, by the way, Sheep, when it was just like, here, let me prove it to you. Punch! I was like, what?
That was pretty good. I was like, I thought a bit like, what would this guy do? Nah, he's not gonna fucking see it coming.
I didn't see you as someone who would just suddenly punch someone out of nowhere.
Dude, he fucking decked a priest.
It's true, he did. But I thought he regretted that decision. Clearly
It
not.
was a very rational decision. Out of the people there, I disliked those two the most, and they seemed the most capable.
So you just
So
want to
now
like
we're not going to face them. Yeah.
you just wanted incapable people. That's great.
I didn't want to fight the incapable people, so I
So now when the incapable people are transformed, they'll easily be killed by the party.
As the bugbears, yeah. Maybe you can make like a splinter faction inside who doesn't want to follow these leaders. You go the Lizard King.
Yeah, that's,
Crazy woman could be your wife. And you can send your friends wine.
I do like Ellie.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because she's a pretty,
She's pretty damn.
I just met her, but I like her.
You did. You just met her.
So, romance subplot.
Call you maybe.
Well, she can't read my telephone number.
Look at Manaki making a pop cultural reference.
I know I'm like a few years behind, but hey.
Holy shit!
No, I don't get anywhere if I don't try.
I like it.
He's catching up.
I liked it. I enjoyed the roleplay. I enjoyed the after last session, Goger putting his foot down, saying, "We are not fucking splitting the goddamn party again." This session,
Split the party.
splitting the party.
Let's achieve off alone,
Well, it's
shall we?
different if it's Thomas.
Well, I mean, it's different if it's like 2 people getting attacked. That sucks. 1 person, then it's not gonna be a fight, right? Then it's just gonna be you losing.
I mean,
That's attempting to apply metagame logic there. Yeah, you wouldn't get fucked over in that situation. No,
I mean, no. He would get fought over. It's just if someone attacks him, he's not gonna be able to win.
I was more for a frontal assault until we got the disguise potion.
Oh, that's...
The ritual, if you wanted to give up a quarter liter of your character's blood.
There's a Grimith saying, "You're not going to win if one does assault." So I understood that.
That was
But
not.
now we
It
might
was
do it
a-
anyway.
It was a way for me to build off of Sheep's suggestion, since he was obviously flailing around looking for something.
Now I have a 6. I'm going to hoard that thing and hold it close. Until I
I'm gonna
find some way to do
I'm
it. Do
I'm
something.
going to be doing some considerations of how
Solve
can I
all-
turn the Lich King to my favour right now? I don't see
solve
how.
one of my
See,
problems.
you can hoard it close until Sunday, and if you don't give me something then I'll just kick around my own ideas, and I might like them more than I like yours.
It's true. Mhm.
But Leon, what if you get a necromantic aura that can intimidate all these people here to fight for us and show them that you're something to be? Maybe,
I don't-
maybe the insane
I don't know
Dwarf, maybe the insane Dare have decided that now they serve the Lich King, and you seem to be his envoy. And you might be super disturbed by this, but hey,
I don't know if I want a more powerful necromantic aura.
It's like Goger. He said, I want to learn more about the fucking Lich Count. I look at the 5, look at him, look at his negative relationship. Sold!
Oh.
Like, it's a negative relation. This is going to go badly.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen anyway.
I love that. It's gonna happen anyway. Fuck you.
the 5 is going to go to hell. Jump into the volcano. What can happen?
Well, either that or...
I even know how I'm gonna resolve the 5. This is awesome.
Oh, okay, then I won't have any other suggestions.
Well, you can suggest more if you like. Your idea might be better than mine.
Well, if any of the other gang leaders might hate the Lich King or something, and they heard that I'm a hunter of the undead, I don't know.
And then probably
I think Grimith will prefer his idea.
I think so.
the Drow Club is really led by Cash, Way the Wicked.
Oh my.
She hears the
Let's
liches
not
in
mess
town.
with
She
that.
wants to kill all the undead.
Crossover.
Great.
It's even a system crossover, not just a universe crossover.
Yeah, well, in that crossover, I think Cash would have chosen a better fucking city than Dragon Hall and the
Yeah.
ruins.
Why?
What do you mean by that?
The ruins aren't really the nicest.
Pretty shitty city if you got a lot of money.
Like, to be honest, I think she might have chosen something like maybe like Shadowport or.
Shadowport would be a good place, yeah.
Let's see. Could spend one of the 6s to get Huron's face instead of Jafar on the.
I don't think that's worth a 6.
I think I can agree to you getting a 6 bit for that. I'm fine with that exchange.
Much focus on my personal special thing. The only thing is, I have to have my face plastered everywhere. It's not very conducive to hiding. But
We haven't seen it very much, have we?
I mean, we haven't really done a great job at this whole hiding thing so far, I think.
No.
Yes,
we can
there's
only.
Thomas.
Thomas only does.
Those gangs had been there, if you had like specifically asked. So like you said, like they don't have enemies. Like who's fucking around them? Well, and that and Yuzuk Blood Tongue. You wanted you to kill that fucking asshole Gelk, Gelks with the Hallow Talons for a reason.
They were close.
Well,
And that was like super easy. So hopefully, I mean, he seemed a bit. He's pretty intimidating with his like massive size and strength.
Kinda goes that is the biggest bugbear that's probably his one unique thing.
I'm the biggest fucking bugbear in the world. Yeah.
I also enjoyed the defying the expectations, like, we're gonna have to fight here for sure. And I start pulling out Yuzuk Blood Tongue. I liked it.
And we just, and then at that point, I looked to my coin wallet and like, I wonder how much he's willing to pay.
Oh, not again.
Well, the thing is, money is something. The money is a language I can understand.
If only we had more of it.
You know, as the party's treasurer, I still have a pool of money I haven't split, which I saved for this purpose of bribing people.
We'll have the coterie. I mean, what would creepy gnomes want?
I don't know. I've never been with creepy gnomes.
Creepy gnome shadow mages.
Like modified.
Why are they
orc
even a
legs.
gang?
Would you like to use the 6 of your archmage to find out more about creepy gnomes?
I don't know, maybe. I'm not going to decide on that now because I'm
maybe
tired.
it's like maybe the 6 for like, what is shadow magic? Tell me more.
Teach me shadow magic.
I have studied it once back in Horizon. Flashback.
It's wonderful to make bridges with.
Yes. I love the flair that Dark put there. Flashback.
I will teach these gnomes to dream of infrastructure.
There's always a problem with shadow bridges, remember, Manaki, when you're just shouting, "It's an illusion!"
The new second circle of the Shapers will have a lot of shadow magic in it. Like 80% shadow magic. But hey, you know.
Is it the Shapers or the Shadows?
Gotta be established somehow.
Any questions or comments about the sessions for me? Something that you like particularly liked, maybe that stood out, or something that you were disappointed of in yourselves?
You might be able to take a moment which I pleasantly liked and pleasantly disliked, depending on if it's my character or me or you're referring to. Seeing that Lich counter, I was like, what the hell? I didn't even roll any 5s! We didn't think.
Yeah. Things certainly feel like they're escalating without us really being in the middle of it. Kind of looking from the sidelines, all these powerful people like Red, Dragon, Liches are gathering for we don't know really what.
Oh god, my mind has clinged. Wait, Lich? Which way was it heading?
To the tower, yeah.
Coming from the west and heading towards the Tower of the Blue.
One of the early jokes was that this campaign was going to be about the revival of the White, which I think is dead. Which, like, as a Draco Lich.
Storyline-wise, the Lich King killed the White, and since then the 3 and the Lich King have kind of been on bad terms. It's been a lot of time, multiple ages.
The Y, the Lich Count, and 2 agents of the 3 meeting up.
Also, so they finally resolved their differences.
Which means they can both focus on us.
It means peace for everyone.
That might be a bit naive.
I mean, if that's how you want to interpret things, go for it.
What if we made the Archmage into a Lich, so he didn't have to be worried about being old?
Could be under the
What
Lich
if we
King.
just turned everyone into liches?
Yeah, if everyone
You
died, then
mentioned
nobody
that
would be killed.
it is a well-kept secret among wizards and high-ranking members of the Archmage that, you know, Lichdom isn't that bad for the Archmage's servants. They quietly accept people becoming liches to, like, further the study and understanding of necromancy to better combat the Lich King. Not really advertised. Don't talk about it.
Maybe this Lich is an anti-Lich King Lich.
Anti-lich lich. Well,
It's a thing that happens.
we've met one friendly lich before. Why can't this one be friendly too?
I mean, semi-friendly at least. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, not a great fan, but, you know. Thomas likes her so much, why doesn't he marry her?
Oh. No. I'm busy not being a lizard at the moment.
Yes, unfortunate for you.
So what is it that you were chuckling about, Manaki? You're like, thank you, sheep, thank you.
No, I won't do anything. I want to wait and see. I want to wait and see. Maybe I'll talk to you about it later.
That's
if
good.
I can't.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
I talk to you about my Archmage thing anyway.
God wants to know. God is interested.
But I want to know too.
It's fine. I'm smiling just thinking. Oh, I'm right.
Anything else? Questions? Comments?
Good session. Liked it. Generally all around. Split the party. Gave both sides interesting time. Yeah. Would like a little more preparation before session maybe. But hey. You know, I'm alone in that, so that's
You are.
I mean, I'll
take that into consideration.
I would.
And not plan as much.
I mean, in my defense, I have exams coming up. I just arrived from my vacation this week, and all these things. But yeah, you're right. We should have We should
No, no,
probably
I
plan
mean,
more in the
if
future.
it's not something we're gonna do, then I just won't do it much.
In my case, I was more expecting Manki's plan because he had already talked to me about it. Seemed reasonable to me, so I was like, okay, this isn't going to be that bad. There's not going to be too much. No, I was wrong. There was debate.
Also, I'm pretty sure that your message yesterday that I've seen today was the first mention I've had of the Scarlet Serpents. So that's a bit difficult to plan things then.
I answered every
No, but
question you
yeah.
had.
I'm
was
just
written
making up excuses at this point.
And every single question that you guys wrote, I answered. It took me absolutely 0 seconds. But, that's fine. Giving you shit.
Fucking passive-aggressive asshole sniping
I
here
mean-
from Denmark.
Superior.
You have a point, Manaki.
Yeah, you do. We need to get better at that.
We should work as a team to conquer Dragon Hall and defeat mega dragons
now,
and
you don't have to
liches.
prepare anything with us because you're not even gonna be there.
That's true.
Yeah, Sheep actually has to do the most work because next session I'm just gonna call there. I don't like to be exclusive to players, but just by nature of what you guys did this session, he just simply can't participate for much of the session. So what I want to do with Sheep is whenever he's not stressing out with exams and is able to claw out a bit of time, and if not for voice then through text, to discuss what's going to be happening to him. Because it won't immediately be death.
I mean, probably not.
That's
now.
the good news.
Also,
They
I
were
don't
probably
really
good.
mind. I don't really mind not being part of the actual session because I am part of the actual session, or whether my character actually does stuff or not. It's just I'm slightly more passive. I mean, it's not a big deal. As long as it's interesting and it's not like, oh, your character fell into a ditch and can't get out.
As long as you're still invited to listen. That's what you're saying.
My big release here is the fact that all I do is look back and go, they did this themselves. They fucking isolated him off. They all fucking agreed to this, no matter how reluctantly. They chose this.
I didn't agree to this.
You did, yeah.
I did agree to this, yeah.
Ultimately is what green lights me. It's like, the players chose to do this, and that certainly could have gone horribly. That is a situation where things could have gone really bad for Thomas, but they didn't. Handle it fairly well. There wasn't much needed in the way of rolls since you used your icon relationship die roll, and you played well enough to put yourself into the spot.
Now, this is the start. We need to do all sorts of other things, like open secret passages for us and disarm the traps.
And now there were also situations for group combat that neighborhood navigation was meant. There were definitely 2 patrols walking around there, and given time, they would have eventually explored and found the north, but Thomas was spotted first.
That's kind of the hope. It's like, why are we going down south? We don't really... We want him to get spotted. We don't want to get spotted.
I mean, he could have been spotted by something else and then attacked.
Or he
In
might
their
have,
territory, though, they
or
have
it's
pretty
po-
good
or-
control of it.
it's possible he was attacked on sight, was also a thing.
Yeah, maybe.
In which case he was screwed.
Kurt was willing to take the chance.
And how about metagame-wise? I know Thomas is the only one that knows, but as players, you got to see a fucking awesome tavern and the super cool basement, no, fortified keeps, no, gates with murder holes that Thomas saw.
The point is our characters are still expecting keeps with murder holes.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna prepare for all this shit. With, huge fucking armies and... Gotta bring the siege engines and...
I will use my powers to fly over.
I did love the joke, are we gonna need a battering ram? I don't know.
I mean, it's a valid concern.
Yeah.
Really?
I think I'm been looking at it. I think that frontal assault thing could have worked pretty fine.
Maybe.
To some degree. I mean, we're tough, but
It would have been a bloody battle.
It would.
we'll see. Hopefully, Thomas doesn't make them more prepared for trouble. He's like, oh, my friends are going to attack soon. My mistress. I will do anything you ask. That'd be horrible.
You will never win, evil villain. My friends will save me. In 3 days' time, they will be here.
With an army of hunters,
don't know.
because these gangs.
No,
No, that would be
How
great
do
if
you
Thomas
know that?
just guesses. Like, he just guesses 3 days.
Just wants to intimidate them, and it's actually true, everything he says. Oh.
In that case, we're giving you the title of the Oracle.
Quickly be replaced by the title The Dead.
Possibly.
It's being calling the villains to their face.
You'll never prevail, evildoer. Beware, the Lord
shit
of the
thing
Land
is,
approaches.
after a day, Calarel's gonna be like, "That's where I've seen you before."
Yeah, maybe.
I don't even know if the disguise is selective.
It's pretty much going to be revealed to Calarel within the next few minutes. Like, what the fuck does this mean? You see, you dumb bitch, this is the person you failed to kill. Oh, fuck you! You're the reason why my face got fucking covered in acid! You're the reason I lost fingers! You asshole!
Well, I think you look prettier this way.
Then she's gonna want to kill you.
It's an improvement.
But I think Scarlet's gonna have other ideas.
Oh, yes.
And she's gonna have so many questions for you. So why exactly do you... I know that you are not what you say you are. Now why are you really here? You know, you could use that 5 to have bitten your tongue out.
Yes, that's probably a good use of a 5.
Complete peace
can't
and
talk.
serenity and lack of pain. You realize I no longer have a tongue. So when you were saying, what? I'm not human, you're like, oh.
My fingers are bent back. I no longer have a tongue. I can't write. Can't say anything.
Fingers are bent back.
And that's when she starts digging into your brain mentally.
I mean, that would be a 5, right? Losing your tongue to stop you from telling. It seems like a
Seems a little extreme.
slight boon with consequences.
I think you're thinking more about the short term without really considering the consequences.
Yeah. Well, can I use my 6?
With my guard background, I'm very skilled at not at communicating with my tongue. What do you want to use your 6 for?
No, I was just joking. Like, can I use my 6 to have him bit his tongue?
Give me a justification.
While Thomas was sleeping, he dreamt of Hurim doing crazy magics, and he had a shock because Hurim in his dream turned towards him and shot a lightning storm at him, and so he bit his tongue without purpose. Oh, sadly, terrible. The great magics of the Archmage through Hurim has made him so that he had a shock while he slept.
Anyway, I'll make sure to replace Jafar with a proper rendition of Dwohurim before next session.
Make it a really pretty one of gold or something. It doesn't confuse with the actual token.
I'll probably keep your square border. Doing is just
It's not I could ask sheep to change the hue to be golden. Use that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yes, if there is nothing else, you Euros are released from service. No incremental advance with anything. You guys didn't get into combat. You guys pushed ahead character development, and you have all of your resources for next session. With Gryph, presumably.
Ooh, all our resources, but less money.
And,
Still a good trade since we're gonna go.
Technically, I'm the only one who lost money.
And once again, like last week, no commander to bail you out with his quick rapid-fire heals. You guys survived the fucking infernal machines just fine, so you'll be good.
Just fine.
I'm going to have to like watch the video later just to see how you actually managed that, because that damage is just ridiculous.
Oh my god. Whenever that finally gets
This
uploaded next year, I'm just joking, it'll eventually get uploaded in a few months, because I've been behind due to my break. Yeah, at the reaction to that, whenever I made those, well, I didn't make them, I made the tokens, but they're actually a stat monster from the book. I was like, I love this. I can't throw that many at them, though. It's gotta be just, like, 2, and I'll make, like, an interesting scenery battle they'll probably get into. And I'm like, I looked at the stat, and I, like, reread it, and I triple-checked it. I'm like, when it goes down this 3 fucking times! Oh, alright. Let's try it.
Like just saying, that is enough damage.
It's
Kill a lot.
in that case, it's just a
135.
you know, it's a large level 3 blocker type monster, and it very swingy, as you folks noticed, because there were quite a number of misses that could have torched you. I think my favorite image of that will be, is that your best?
It was a pretty good one, followed by the opening scene of like suddenly just being dragged around the corner by Fargus as a ball of fire comes out above Leon.
Fargus, what?
That was pretty good too. They fucking ambushed you, and Fargus is like,
he like stands up with like the big scorch mark behind him, like hair flaming, like Leon.
that
I
effect.
don't know what that is.
I love the shock value of that. Whenever I made the attack roll and you guys saw the damage, like, holy mother of God.
That's a good way to express an amount of fire. Usually you can't quantify that, but you can with damage points.
Like,
That's a fuck
that
ton of
is a good way. Like, you know, when you say that there is a large fire, what people think of a large fire is not easy to contemplate.
And
that
then
much damage.
And then this fucking
It's like
fire
a-
elemental just fucking like starts taking pot shots at it and bypassing all of its fire resistance with such high number rolls. Like, what the fuck?
Like
You might be resistant to fire, but
It's an earth strength empowered wanded force salvo amount of fire.
pretty good.
Do that damage if we have everything.
Remember, it gets 3 of those when it dies, 1 when it's staggered, 1 for
Yeah, but it doesn't want to die.
and then whenever it gets a 16 plus, it gets another one.
No, but we don't want it to die either. That's the thing.
Like, remember how
Element
cautious,
2, like, I don't want to
When your
destroy
enemies are like, I don't want to kill it.
remember how cautious we were. Like, I don't want to stagger that. I don't want to kill that.
I just took the hit to the chest. Asked if that was all it had, and then we revealed it had 3 of them.
And then the great part is when you guys like split the party and then you activate the Fell Forged.
And burned all my books.
You know, we weren't actually. I legitimately did not expect that.
That, you know, that's great.
Be golden under the
I was
books.
like, we peered in there, like the room was empty. Okay, we've cleared the place out now. Now it's safe to go around. Yeah, just in case some extra like wind elemental or something pop up. No.
That's the best part, when I don't do any planning to fuck you guys over and you just walk into the fucking yourselves, like willingly just walk into the fucking.
Like sheep did.
I feel over these sessions Leon's going to get more and more paranoid.
I mean, willing.
Huron's gonna begin to just throw caution to the wind more, because that works.
And I also love Sheep's question, because at one point he went out of character to ask butterflies.
Yes. Yes.
I still haven't gotten an answer to that. I think.
Don't ask. It's better that way.
Well, the thing is, I think it's more entertaining to not know about the butterflies.
You're
also have
saying
a
that
small
you're
bit
saying
of
that as
background
someone who
things.
knows what the butterfly thing is, Dark.
Yeah, but I think it's more entertaining. I think it'd be more entertaining just to listen to our hallucination of butterflies.
I really like the incorporation of that, Manaki. I thought that was great.
Add a few things there around. Basically using it as an extra quirk, if you will.
Oh.
In that case,
All together, great
go ahead.
session.
Yeah. You folks are making your own story, as it's what you chose to do whenever the majority of you wanted to come to Drakenhall, and you know, you're stopping the side questing and you're taking slow baby steps along whatever it is you desire, which in this case is uniting a bunch of gangs to attack this other gang.
I never thought we would do this as heroes.
Well, I mean, we're doing it to save our friend who has been captured in there,
Voluntarily.
whom we won't see for 3 days, even though that was not the plan.
You know, we will thin out the numbers of the other gangs as well, so
Yeah.
win-win.
What would we when we cry when we see a big Gormish death scene? We're like, no, not you. You traded so well.
And threaten to eat us.
Yes. The time.
Threaten to eat us like no other.
Oh
ever
no,
has.
Bloodshot, no. But your golden and your silvery eye.
Yes. Yeah, rip.
Goger, by the way, love you as a player, but yeah, Leon does not trust you. Does not trust Fargus at all.
Yeah, I know that. And I completely understand why.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, I fucking completely understand why, too.
I think the
Fargus
DM
doesn't. Fargus is still like, yeah.
Like, I can't trust him if he doesn't trust me. He's one of the good guys. Which is another aspect that I love, too. Leon's one of the good guys. Come on.
It's like he's been helping you the entire time. So
I'm still not convinced that Leon is one of the good guys.
Yeah, he's helping us. He's a good guy.
I mean, I know Tempus is not.
let me change it. He's not an evil guy. So
You think Blood Tongue's gonna be helping you, too, but I don't think he's anything short
he's
of evil.
neutral.
Alright. That is your
You can change
interpretation.
him. Yeah.
You can change him. That's what they all say before they get into a relationship 3 years later.
So, Fargus, what experience do you have with redeeming bugbears?
Well, as a forest wanderer...
I've redeemed
friend-
many bugbears in my time.
As a frontier, as a shaper, I've had to repair many things, including awkward relationships.
That is another thing that I love too. Was how Goger like completely like said that with a straight face. Like, well, as a fucking like wanderer of the forest, I've handled.
It's like, nope, no. Manaki did a similar thing where you just called BS on it. It's like, no.
I
You
almost
gotta
went.
try.
Manaki I wasn't falling for. I almost did just like want to give it to Asthma just because of how entertaining I thought it was.
You know, if you did that, I think actually where I was kind of like, I think at the time I was just kind of like nibbling away. My head would just quirk and look straight at my Skype monitor like, huh?
You what?
Oh,
No.
yeah, fun times.
Yes, I enjoyed it. I liked seeing the unexpected, although I don't enjoy being put on my back foot so much. Ultimately, you guys did what you wanted to do, and that's what we're here for, to tell the story that you want to tell. And I am here to facilitate that process no matter how you make it. And you have certainly made some stories over the past 14 sessions.
Yes, you're to facilitate our stories and make them worse at times.
Yes, as a reminder, if there are any questions for me before next session, you are welcome to ask them or leave comments, and I will do what I can to get to them. I encourage you, again, to communicate with each other, to... Obviously, you don't know that much about the other games, so you can't plan too far ahead, but that's not a bad thing. You don't want to plan too far ahead, because you guys as players can easily derail your own fucking plans. You know, just kick around some ideas for what you'd like to do, and you metagame-wise have seen some layouts, so that when your characters, like, look at it, you can quickly respond to situations, because you as players will have already thought of it. And I know player knowledge is a thing, and I'm not going to try to fucking take it away from you. Go ahead and discuss as you will. Or limit yourselves, it's up to you.
I checked behind the bar to see if someone's hiding there.
Yes.
There is slaves, which is good. New friends.
There is slaves,
Yeah,
which is good.
more
Manaki
more
2015.
More friends.
More friends.
Yes, they also have entertainment. Entertaining friends.
Those friends need to be repurposed, I feel.
Yeah, going to
You mean as
refurbish
friends,
friends,
right?
like recycle your friends. Like, what do you mean by that? Like repurpose? Like that sounds so. It sounds so like mechanically evil.
You know, I'll refer to you to Tempus slavery and end it there.
I had wondered when I would be able to use those hot elf tokens I've had since the very fucking beginning, and that was the time. I'm like, yes.
No, that's the sort of thing I just acquire, like without any purpose. It's like I Google search hot elf token and then just.
I need this.
I'm gonna use this at some point.
I saved this in my special folder.
It's any consequence of looking for fantasy images. You will get images that you go, well, I'm not gonna fucking use that. No one will take that seriously. Unless it's in a situation where you can take that seriously. Like...
I found it especially common with Drow.
You know, Drow, like... Like, Manakai's portrait for the Drow campaign that we played, like, her face looked fine, but the rest of her just, like, whatever.
I know what the rest of it looks like. I have the full image.
That's a general drow thing, I think.
Yes.
Or elf, or fantasy female character. Yeah.
But, yeah, like, I'll go ahead and show off, like, a zoomed-in portrait so that you can get a better look at, like, the portrait thing. Like, I'm looking at that and I'm, like, going... like, how do I use this token? I'm sure I'll come up with a scenario.
You did.
As I did. It only took me 14 sessions, but I knew. I am an oracle.
Man, if we played the monstrous races, we'd make so many puns. This is sweet.
You know, I can't say I'm disappointed. I just, I was like, this is totally pun territory. Like, I typed that out and I'm like, what do I want to put in quotations there? Just the sweet? Do I want to put all of it in quotations? Do I want to put the entertainment in quotations? I waffled over that for a whole 3 minutes. That was rough.
Then you chose the sweet was the important part.
Yes, I thought so. You know.
It's a double meaning.
Hope you like sugary substances. Goodness.
We should have more little gang tokens. Who knows how many we can gather? Maybe there are more on the other sides of these guys. Another ring.
They're only willing
The
to
other
travel
side of the
so
road.
far.
And like we get all the way here down to the Goblin Market. All of the gangs.
You know, I don't really want to go too close to like
We just
this.
need 2,000 people.
Like, can we keep like an exclusion radius around this for now?
Sure, I don't think the gangs that live there. I think that's more constables.
I don't think you have the horde gathering powers of the fire axe here, Manaki.
No, we can't make a giant horde and invade the Empire.
No, I don't think that's transpiring here. I mean, I guess it could if that's what you really wanted to do with
That could be our story.
I
Dwarven monster horde want to conquer new land.
Fargus and Thomas will wonder every session, what are we doing with our life?
Thomas already does that.
I understand how the blue is under a Giath and you're not, but that doesn't give you right to go and try invading the enemy.
Like, that sounds like
I
you're
should
taking
be
the
able to-
Orc Lord's job, and that's rather rude.
Yeah, we'll beat him up too.
Unless you get a positive relationship with him, and then
Yes, I'll use my relationship die as alliances. The Archmage would support me instead of the Emperor because I have 6 relationship.
No.
No, probably not.
no, we're not having a dwarven emperor.
Dwarven Dragon Empire.
Alright then. I am out of here to run my air conditioner. You Euros go do whatever you Euros do. I know Manaki is going to go to sleep so that he can wake up at the crack of dawn.
Oh yes.
Well, the crack of dawn is like in
And pet
3
my
hours
my
or
little
something.
Archmage 6.
Yeah, Manaki, he doesn't sleep that much. He is a machine when the sun rises.
Yeah, I think the
It's
sun
true.
will go up in like 2 or 3 hours maybe.
Oh, not that early. Maybe like 6:37.
You live farther up north, so you see the sun sooner than the man
I
in
do,
Denmark
but
does.
it's not that much.
Every second matters. Alright, I'm out of here. Look forward to hearing your plans and conspiracies and talking to you, sheep. Definitely
night.
talking to you.